Hello and welcome. My name is Erin, and for today's yoga class, we're going to be focusing on the lower part of our body, our legs. You might want a mat or maybe even a blanket for your knees, just for extra cushion if you have any knee sensitivity. I also recommend, if you have any balance issues, having a chair handy because we will be doing some standing. And then we'll come to some poses that, if you want to, you can do them from a chair, and I'll show you how to do that when we get to there. To get started, we'll go ahead and just come to a easy seat. Maybe you have your legs crossed, or maybe your legs are out in front of you, whichever one is more comfortable. Just making sure you're sitting up nice and tall, shoulders away from your ears. We're going to close our eyes or just soften your gaze if that's more comfortable for you. You can bring one hand to your chest, one hand to your stomach, and just tune in to your breath. Start breathing in and out through your nose. Take a nice full inhale through your nose, filling up. And then taking a nice long exhale through your nose, letting go. Do that 2 more times, filling up, and then letting it go. One last time, inhale, filling up. Exhale, letting it go. Slowly blink your eyes open. If you close them, bring your hands down. And on your next inhale, we're going to bring our arms up overhead. Then as you exhale, bring your left hand down, ground through that hand, and reach all the way over to your left side. Again, still maintaining a nice elongated spine, not caving in, but nice and lengthened here. Inhale will bring us back through center. Exhale will go to the other side, going to your right, so right hand comes down. And reaching over to your right side. Taking a breath here. Then on your next inhale, coming back up through center. Exhale, go to the other side. Next inhale, coming back up through center. Exhale, coming through, going to your right side again. One last time each way. Inhale, back up through center. Exhale, to your left. Inhale, back through center. Exhale, coming to your right side. Inhale, back through center. This time we'll come to a twist. So bringing our left hand behind us, bringing our right hand to our left knee, and then as you exhale, slowly rotating your torso all the way over to your left. Again, still maintaining that nice elongated spine. Then on your next exhale, slowly unwind, coming back through to center. Then we'll go to the other side. So left hand, right knee. Right hand comes behind you. And then on your next exhale, slowly rotate to your right. When you come to your next exhale, slowly unwind. Now we're going to walk our hands forward for just a little stretch for our lower backs. Walking your hands forward, folding over your legs. And slowly coming up, walking your hands back. We're going to transition to a tabletop position now. So coming onto your hands and knees. If you do have any sensitivity for your knees, you can grab your mat or your blanket and put that on your mat so that you have some extra cushion there. Lining up in tabletop, knees under hips and shoulders over your wrist. We're going to bring our right leg out to the side. You want to have your right leg out and your foot flat. Your toes are pointed forwards towards the top edge of your mat. You want to have your leg in line with your hip here. From here, you can have your other foot, your toes tucked or untucked, whichever is more comfortable for you. On your next exhale, we're going to push back only as far as it feels good for you. Start to feel a nice stretch along the inside seam of your right leg. Keep breathing here. And then on your next inhale, we're going to slowly come forward, coming out of our stretch. And then we'll do it 2 more times, just going slow. Again, only going as far as it feels good for you. Your next exhale, we'll push our hips back again, coming back to our side leg stretch here. And inhale will bring us forward. And then we'll come back to our stretch one last time on this side. Pushing your hips back. Then on your next inhale, coming forward, slowly bringing your leg back in line, coming back to your tabletop. Now we'll extend our same leg that we just was stretching out to the side, straight back behind you, tucking your toes, and then we're going to do the same thing. On your exhale, push back. This time you might feel the stretch along the back side of your right leg. Slowly come forward, taking a breath here. Then on your next exhale, push back, coming back to your leg stretch here. And then on your next inhale, we're going to come forward, coming out of it. And then one last time on this leg. As you exhale, push back. Taking a few more breaths here before we come out of this stretch. Next inhale, come forward, bringing your leg back in line. And then setting up for the other side. So bringing your left leg out to the side, making sure you have your leg in line with your hip. Your toes are pointed towards the short edge of your mat, so they're forward. Then on your next exhale, we'll push our hips back. Taking a couple more breaths here. Again, we're doing this slow, still just warming up. Inhale brings us forward. Take a breath here. And exhale, pushing back. Inhale, coming forward. Taking a breath here. Then exhale, push back one last time. Inhale, come forward. Bring your leg back in line to your tabletop just for a moment. Then extend your left leg behind you, tuck your toes. And then on your next exhale, push back. Feeling that nice stretch along the back side of our leg again. On our left side this time. On your next inhale, coming out of your stretch. Taking a breath here. And then on your next exhale, pushing back your hips, coming back to your leg stretch. On your next inhale, coming out of your stretch, taking a breath here. The next exhale, coming back one last time. On your next inhale, coming forward, walking your hands, one handprint forward, tucking your toes if you don't already have them tucked, pushing your hips up and back, coming to downward facing dog. You want to make sure you have the creases of your elbows spinning out. If you have any tension along the back side of your legs, you can bend your knees to accommodate that. Then let your head hang here. Maybe nod your head yes, maybe shake it no. And then we'll start by pedaling our feet here. So bending one knee as you try to straighten out the other. And then bending your other knee as you straighten out your leg. Do that a couple more times here. Now that we've done that a couple of times, we're going to walk our toes, or come up on our toes, and then walk our feet slowly towards our hands. Give yourself a moment to fold. You can bend your knees. Then on your next inhale, we're going to slowly roll up. Once your head is up, bring your arms up overhead. And exhale, release your hands by your side. We're going to do that a couple more times, folding forward and coming up. So grounding through your feet, engaging your core, making sure your shoulders are back and down, spinning your palms forward. On your next inhale, bring your arms up overhead. As you exhale, hinging from your hips, folding forward. Maybe you stop halfway, coming to your thighs. Maybe you come all the way down. On your next inhale, we're going to halfway lift up. And then exhale, we're going to fold. Next inhale, slowly roll all the way up. Head up, arms up. Exhale, hands down. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, hinging from your hips, fold forward. Again, only going as far as it feels good for you. Next inhale, hands to shins or fingertips to the floor. Lift up halfway. Again, a long, straight back here. Exhale, fold. Hands come down. Step your right foot back behind you. Bring your knee to the ground, coming to low lunge here. Using your left thigh for support, slowly come up. Make sure you have your knee in line with your ankle. Your left foot is flat. Your back toes can be tucked or untucked. Push your hips forward. Then maybe you bring one hand up. Maybe you bring both. Taking a breath here. Exhale, hands down. Ground into your right hand as you slowly move your left leg back behind you. Bringing both hands forward, coming to a supported plank, and then slowly lowering all the way down onto your belly. Setting up for your cobra, so bringing your fingertips under your shoulders, elbows in, tailbone is pointed towards your heels. Pushing into the tops of your feet. On your next inhale, slowly lift your head and chest up. Take a breath here. Then on your next exhale, slowly release, coming all the way back down. Tuck your toes. Push your hips up and back, coming back to your downward facing dog. Your fingertips are wide. The creases of your elbows are spinning out. If your heels don't touch the ground, that is so fine. You can bend your knees here if you have any discomfort along the backside of your legs. From here, look forward and slowly walk your feet towards your heel, or towards your hands rather. Fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Ground through your feet. On your next inhale, slowly roll all the way up. Head up, arms up. Now we're going to keep going here. Exhale. Fold, hinging from your hips, coming all the way down. Left leg back behind you. Bring your knee down. Again, you can always have your blanket or your cushion for support here if you have any sensitivity on your knees. Make sure you get your right foot flat, knee tracked over your ankle. Use your thigh for support. Slowly come all the way up. Push your hips forward. Maybe you bring your left arm up overhead. Maybe you bring both arms up overhead. Taking a breath here. On your next exhale, bringing your hands down, grounding through your left hand as you move your right leg back behind you. Coming back to your supported plank, and then slowly lowering all the way down, setting up for your cobra, fingertips on your shoulders, elbows in, pressing into the tops of your feet. Next inhale, lift your head and chest. Exhale, coming all the way down, tucking your toes, pushing yourself all the way up. Hips come up and back. Taking a breath here. Looking forward, slowly walking your feet toward your hands. Again, we'll fold. Inhale, lifts you halfway up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Head up, arms up. Continuing here. Next exhale, hinging from your hips, fold forward. Coming all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift up. Exhale, fold. Stepping your right foot back. Option here to come to high lunge, or you can still do low lunge, setting your knee down. So choose which one you would like to continue with here. Make sure you have your knee tracked over your ankle. You can use your front thigh for support as you come all the way up. You can keep your hands on your thighs if that's more comfortable. Otherwise, you can bring your arms up overhead. Taking a breath here. Exhale, hands down. Slowly step your left foot back. From here, you can come to plank or supported plank with your knees down, whichever one works better for you. Wherever you're at, we're going to slowly lower all the way down onto our bellies, setting up again for our cobra. Fingertips under your shoulders, elbows in, press into the tops of your feet. Your next inhale, slowly come up, maybe come up just a little bit higher this time. Taking a breath here. Exhale, slowly coming back down, tucking your toes, pushing yourself all the way up and back, coming back to downward facing dog. Hips are up and back. Look forward, slowly walk your feet to the front of your mat. Taking time to fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Slowly rolling all the way up. Standing, head up, arms up. Again, next exhale, fold, hinging from your hips, coming all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Stepping your left foot back this time, right foot forward. Option to set your back knee down or come with me in high lunge. Again, you can use your leg for support. Take your time. Maybe you bring your arms up overhead. Shoulders away from your ears. Come to your breath here. Exhale, hands down. Stepping your right foot back, coming either to plank or supported plank. Wherever you're at, we're going to lower all the way down. Coming back to our cobra. Inhale lifts you up to cobra. Shoulders are back and down. On your next exhale, slowly lower all the way down. Tuck your toes. Push your hips up and back. Coming to downward facing dog. Take a moment here. Coming to your breath. Maybe take an open mouth sigh. Releasing some of that heat that we're creating here. Slowly look forward, and then on your next inhale, slowly walk your feet toward your hands. Take a moment to fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, roll yourself all the way up. Head up, arms up. Exhale, hands down. Now we're going to turn to face the long edge of our mat. We're going to step our feet out wide. You might have to just readjust here, see what works for you. So from here, we're going to come to our warrior poses. So you can just stand here with your feet out wide for just a moment. And I'm going to show you an option if maybe standing warrior is not something that you feel like doing today. You can also do warrior from your chair. So if that is something that you're wanting to do, you can do it from the chair, and I'll show you how. First, you're going to turn all the way over to the left side of your chair, making sure you have your left leg fully supported in the chair. Bring your right leg behind you, making sure your toes point forwards towards the long edge of your mat. And this is your warrior feet here. So your heel is in line with the arch of your back foot, and your knee is in line with the first 3 toes on your front foot. And then from here, you can keep your hands on your hips or bring your arms out to the side. So if that's what you're working with today, your chair pose, or your warrior 2 pose in a chair, this is how you get to it. Now, if you're not using your chair, you're still in your wide leg stance. From here, we're going to spin on the heel of our left foot, so our toes are pointed towards the short edge of your mat. Then bend into your left knee. You might have to readjust yourself here. Make sure you have that heel arch alignment, so your heel is coming right to the arch of your back foot. And then your knee is tracked over your first 3 toes. Making sure you keep your leg engaged, not letting it slouch to the side, but your knee is in line with your ankle. Bring your arms out to a T. Then slowly turn your head towards the left so you can look over your left fingertips. Shoulders away from your ears. On your next inhale, flip your front palm. And as you exhale, reverse your warrior, swooping your left hand up and back. Feeling a nice stretch along the side, left side of your body. Inhale, coming back through center. And then bringing your left forearm to your left thigh. Bringing your right arm up. Maybe you keep it up. Maybe you bring it in line with your ears, creating a straight line from your fingertips all the way to the back edge of your right foot. And then on your next inhale, engage your core muscles, slowly come all the way up, back to your warrior. And one last time, flip your front palm, reverse your warrior. Inhale, coming back to your warrior. Straighten your front leg, and then spinning. So all toes are pointed forwards. Bring your hands to your hips. Now, if you're in the chair, simply move to your right side and then do the same thing with your legs that you did last time. Now, if you're going to be doing your warrior from the standing position, spin on the heel of your right foot, pointing your toes to the short edge of your mat. Bend into your right knee. Make sure you have that heel arch alignment again with your feet. Make sure your knee is tracked over your first 3 toes and you have your legs are engaged here. Hands can come out to a T, and then slowly rotate your head to look over your right fingertips. Shoulders are down away from your ears. Then on your next inhale, flip your front palm. And as you exhale, sweep your right hand up and back, reversing your warrior, feeling that nice stretch along the right side of your torso. Inhale, slowly come back to your warrior. Then bring your right forearm to right thigh. Left arm comes up. You can keep it here or bring it in line with your ears, making a nice long line all the way from the edge of your foot to your fingertips. Next inhale brings you back to warrior 2. And then flip your front palm. Exhale, reverse your warrior one last time. Inhale, slowly come back to your warrior 2 pose. Then bring your hands to your hips, straighten out your right leg, spinning on the heel so all toes are pointed the long edge of your mat. If you had been in your chair for this, now you can come out of your chair, come to a wide stance. We're going to come to a forward fold here. You might want to scoot your legs in just a little bit. Bring your hands to your hips. On your next exhale, we're going to hinge forward, coming all the way down. Bringing your hands to your mat. If for any reason your hands can't touch your mat, you can use a pillow or some blocks here so that you have access for your hands to come down. You can bend your knees if you have any straining on the backside of your legs. On your next inhale, we're going to slowly lift up halfway, coming up on our fingertips. And then exhale, fold all the way down. Let your head hang here. Maybe you grab opposite elbows, coming to a little ragdoll. And if you had grabbed your elbows, slowly release. And then you're going to slowly walk your hands towards your left foot, bending into your right knee. And then slowly turning your right foot so your toes point up towards the ceiling. Feeling a nice stretch along the inside of your right leg. We're going to transition here and slowly walk towards our right foot and then spinning our left foot so our toes are pointed up. Do it 2 more times. Slowly come back to our left foot. Point our right toes up towards the ceiling. Then slowly, one last time, coming towards our right leg, bringing our left toes up. And slowly coming back to center. Bringing your hands towards your hips. Engage your core muscles here. And slowly come all the way back up. Coming back to mountain pose. From here, we're going to transition, coming all the way down onto our mat. Coming to child's pose, bringing our big toes together. You can have your knees out wide or have your knees together, whichever is more comfortable. Bring your hips towards your heels. Your arms can be out in front of you or behind you. And then whichever option you're choosing, slowly bring your head all the way down, letting it rest on your mat. Coming to your breath here. We're going to take about 5 rounds of breath. On your next inhale, slowly lift up. Come to a seated position. We're going to come to a seated wide leg forward fold. So we're going to bring our legs out wide, only going as far as it feels good for you. Making sure your feet are flexed so your toes are pointed up. And that we're sitting on our sit bones here. Sitting up nice and tall. On your next exhale, we're going to slowly, hinging from your hips again, walking your hands forward. And only going as far as it feels good, making sure your shoulders are back and down, away from your ears. Coming to your breath here. We'll take 5 rounds of breath. And on your next inhale, slowly start to walk yourself back, coming to an upright position. And we're going to bend our knees, bringing the soles of our feet together, coming to butterfly pose. You have a couple options here. If you have any pillows, you can stick that under your legs for support if your legs don't touch the ground. You can also bring your feet further out from you or bring them closer in, whichever is more comfortable for you. Once you've figured out your position that's most comfortable for you, you want to try and open your feet up like a book as much as you can. And then from here, again, we're going to hinge forward. Only going as far as it feels good for you, not rounding through your back. Shoulders are back and down. Then on your next inhale, slowly walking your hands back, coming back to an upright position. From hold the outside of your legs. Slowly bring your legs together and then bring your legs out in front of you. Sitting up on your sit bones, nice and tall here. Feeling as if there's a string pulling you up to the ceiling. Inhale, bring your arms up overhead, hinging from your hips. Exhale, placing your hands on the outside of your legs. Again, you want to maintain that nice elongated spine here as you fold forward. Coming to your breath. Maybe you grab your ankles or your shins. Maybe you go for a foot grab. And you can slowly release. If you're grabbed onto your feet or your legs, let your legs flop. Let your head hang. And then on your next inhale, slowly coming all the way to upright. And then making your way onto your back. Coming all the way down, flat on your back, bringing your knees towards your chest, giving them a little squeeze. Extending your right leg out as you keep your left leg in. We're going to come to a supine twist here. If you need to, you can lift up your hips and kind of come over to your right hip. Bring your knee towards your chest. And then using your right hand, slowly bring your knee all the way over. Maybe your foot comes down, maybe it doesn't. Over to your right side. Bringing your left hand out to a T. You can keep your head looking straight up, or you can slowly turn it to the left for a little added rotation. And then come to your breath here. And then slowly turn your head back to center. And release your leg if you're holding your thigh. Coming all the way back onto your back, bringing both knees in to your chest. And then extending your left leg out. Again, maybe you lift up, coming to your left hip as you bring your right knee in. Bringing your right arm out to a T and slowly bringing your right leg all the way over to your left. Option to turn your head to your right. And come back to your breath. Then if you turned your head, slowly bring your head back to center. Release your left hand from your leg and slowly roll all the way back onto your back. Now we have a couple options here to end out our practice. You can come to Shavasana with your legs extended out, your palms facing up by your sides. You can also bring your feet out as wide as your mat and tent your knees together. Or my personal favorite is legs up the wall. You can do this with your couch as well. So coming all the way over to your couch, slowly coming onto your back and turning your legs so that your legs are on your couch, scooting yourself all the way up so that your bottom is touching your couch, and then simply laying down, palms facing up, coming to legs up the wall. So choose whichever option works best for you. I'm going to sit up and hold the space as you rest in your Shavasana. And I'll come and get you when the time is ready. Slowly start to take a deeper breath in. Slowly move your fingers and your toes. Maybe you take an overhead stretch. And then whichever position you had taken for your Shavasana, slowly bring your knees towards your chest and roll all the way over to your right side, taking your time. And then slowly come up to an upright position. Bring your hands together in the center of your chest. Namaste. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. I hope you enjoyed today's practice. I'll see you again next time. Goodbye.